started a second ago. Hopefully you'll see it up there soon. Hello to those folks who are just hopping on. This is Becky, and we're part of Diakonos, and we're excited to be back with another tutorial on one of our fun bracelet kits. I'm going to continue to adjust my lights here. It looks like some are a little more yellow than they should be. Anyway, we'll get started here shortly. We'll just give a little opportunity for a few more people to come join us. As you might be aware, we are working today on what we call our Anastasia bracelets. And, well, I'll show you those later, I guess. We'll show you all the ingredients that are included. Thanks, guys, for being part of what we're up to today. These are a new design made by one of our team members, Anna, that's the name, her full name is Anastasia, and she was just playing around with beads and rings like we sometimes do, and came up with this pattern that we thought would be great fun. So good morning to all, or good afternoon. I realize that this noon time, when it's noon Central Time, it's still morning out on the West Coast, and a little bit of afternoon in the middle and the East Coast. So thank you all for joining us. In fact, Eddie, if you are willing to give your usual overview of what we're up to, that would be sweet. But do you know what, before you come on over, but what I wanted to also ask, we've got these 4 colorways plus the one that we'll be demonstrating today. And it would be, we have no names. Often when we come up with a new project, we give them fun names of the theme, often nature-based, but we really haven't come up with anything with these. So I am really interested if anybody has suggestions. We've asked our group before, and oftentimes people have some insights that are super helpful. So if anything comes to you that would be a good descriptor for any of these colorways, the name of the project is Anastasia, but the colorways are what we like to give fun names to. So anyway, that's a request out there, because y'all are pretty creative, and I appreciate that. So anyway, here's Eddie.
Hey, I see we got a lot of people on today. So we're good. We're coming to you live from historic downtown Stoughton. It's the Ed and Becky Show. My name is Ed. Say hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Becky says hi. And if you've done this before, we're going to have a fun show. We're going to put things in front of the camera with a lot number, and if you like what you see, you just say sold, lot number, whatever. And if you want more than one, let us know that. At the end of the show, we send you a secure click and pay email invoice from Square and from us, and you click on it, you pay it, and we ship you your goodies. And if you've shopped with us before, we know how to reach you. If this is your first time, we are so glad you joined us. We just need you to send an email to Becky at diakonosdesigns.com at the end of the show, or anytime during the show. Today you're going to save 10% on the prices you see on everything, as long as you buy 2 or more kits, and you'll save 20% on everything if you purchase over $150. Of course, we always have free shipping if your net order is over $50. If it's under $50, boo. No, I'm just kidding. It's hard. It's easy to spend $50 with us. I'm kidding. We're happy to have orders of any size, but then we just got to charge you a little bit of shipping. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Becky.
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 Alrighty. Thank you, Eddie, for giving us that overview. And we're just going to get started. Actually, I want to keep these colorways up here so that if anybody has any bright ideas, they can give those suggestions. And this little card shows exactly what's included. So we're going to give a demonstration as to how this goes together, as well as we'll have kits in these colorways, 5 of them at the end of the show, or the next thing after the demo. But if you want to make these up yourself, that's why we try to show what the ingredients are also, so that you know how you can make this on your own. So this kit comes with 30 inches of leather and 28 inches of Genya. The blue here is the leather, the brown is the Genya. We use this Genya in a lot of our kits because it is a nice, easy to use, non-stretchable leather substitute product. It's considered a vegan product. And because it doesn't stretch, it makes a good base for a bracelet so that you don't have, unnecessary or undue stretching that you sometimes get with leather. In any case, we start out, you're gonna want each of these pieces of leather, you wanna fold it so that they're half, the equal lengths on each side. This piece, and there's various ways you can go about this, but this Genya, I just do a simple overhand knot, and I'm gonna put my leather through, and I think I just dropped my button, Eddie. I'm sure I did, but I didn't hear it drop. Oh, did you? Wow. All right. I was going deaf. Anyway, can you see it there? Oh my goodness, I didn't see it. So we're going to go to about the halfway point, a little past, and tie the Genya onto the leather and pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to put the button on. Really cute little button from TierraCast. And as y'all probably know, we are sad that they are going to be, as it stands now, closing their operation by the end of the year, which is unfortunate by all measures. We have loved their products for a long time and loved their people for a long time. We love their American madeness. And just the unique, fun, creative designs that they bring to the table. But we have purchased a lot of goodies so that we've got enough, we hope, for a while. And we'll be looking for alternatives that are similarly good quality. But in any case, this is one of their buttons that we love. It's kind of medium-sized. I've got my Genya tied onto the leather, and I'm going to do a simple overhand knot with the leather going around the Genya. And so that I'm not retying the Genya again, it's just tied on once. And I'm going to try to position my leather knot so that it is covering the Genya. And as anybody who's watched these before knows, I am kind of picky about my knots, and this one looks about as disastrous as a knot could look. So I will fussily work with it and demonstrate so that if you too have knot issues, you know you're not alone. There's a community of us who struggle. Oh, there we go. Bring it on camera. Thank you. Alrighty. Hello. Appreciate everybody joining us for our fun little tutorial. So this just gets tied in snug, and I want to tuck the other end. Let's see, do these both want to come around this way? There you go. While you're working with this knot, I've got to tell you, sometimes I overthink it, and it's like, you know what? It's all good. As long as this is wrapped in and knotted on, this is going to be my top side, I'm good. And I'm going to pull, I'm going to hang on to this button, well, not the button, but the knot, really, with my fingers on the left hand, and then pull really hard. I don't know if you can see how much of that leather came out of there. I'm going to pull that really hard. One of the important things about working with leather, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse on this, but if you pull it snugly when you're making it, as each knot, as you're sure that it's ready and it's where you want it to be, that's the point at which you want to pull it really tight so that you get the stretch out of it, so your bracelet doesn't stretch over time. All right, looks like Eddie has something to say.
Oh, I was going to say, for those of you that got good memories, this is the same way we started our cobblestone bracelet back in early July, and it's for a very good reason. Becky came up with this concept to make there's a lot of 4-stranded bracelets on the market, but this is one where we get that first knot much more smaller, much more elegant, much more compact.
The cobblestone is an example.
And that's a cobblestone that Becky's got on the screen is now. So it's a way to get a 4-stranded bracelet more compact on the 4-strand knot, but also secure with that first step of looping it around the leather, looping the guinea around the leather.
Exactly. Thanks, Edward. Well, so now, actually, I'm going to show you a quick look at the instructions. Eddie is a big helper in putting these instructions together. So all of these come with our usual, pretty solid instructions, lots of pictures, lots of diagrams. And as you see here, Eddie, can you tell us what's the pattern?
The pattern is bead, ring, bead, ring, bead, ring, bead, then a
ring.
So, but it's a 2-3-2-3 pattern. So two beads, 3 rings, 2 beads, 3 rings. Two of the 4mm squares. Someone on our early comments thought those might be Tila's, and they would look probably lovely as Tila's, but these are going to string much better as 4mm squares. So, and it's just a very lovely, again, repeatable pattern. 2-3-2-3. 2 beads, 3 rings, 2 beads, 3 rings. And it's just that easy. Even a man can do it.
There you go. At least if he's a motivated learner man, as I like to say. All right, so you can see I've put the 2 squares on the guinea, and now I'm going to put one of these itty-bitty 4x6 rings on. Not itty-bitty, just smaller than our 6x8 rings, but they're perfectly sized to work with this design. And so I like to, for what it's worth, you can see, sorry, getting off the screen. I like to put the seam up so that it's easier for me to identify that there's the seam, and then keep them all on the same side. So technically I'm kind of working from the back. And since that's the case, I'm going to turn this around, because I'm going to have the side that has the knot showing more is going to be my back. And of course that matters right now, and then it will never really matter much again. So next is to put another one of these little 4x6 rings on the outside leather, and guinea that's on the same side on both, or put it over 2 strands, and then like so you've got 3. So 2 beads, 3 rings, and now 2 more beads. But in this case, the 2 beads are going to be on the leather. So you've got one on that side. I'm going to put the other one on the other side and push it down. And that is not quite one, what we call little packet, right? So now I'm going to put on each set of, on a pair of leather guinea on each side, I'm going to put another 4x6 ring. So one goes on this side, like so. And then on these 2, I'm going to do the same thing. And it's easier to adjust which end or which side of the jump ring is facing upward once you've got it, oops, sorry, again, once you've got it on the bracelet. So Suzanne is asking, is the leather blue and the guinea's brown? Yes. All right, the lighting is not very good to see the process. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one more of the jump rings on, because that'll be one full set, and then I'll bring it up close and walk it through so you can see. I will also share, as I'm doing that, what the back side of the instructions look like. So here we have a diagram that will show exactly what's going on. All 4 strands, the 2, when you've got 2 squares, and then you've got your 3 rings that go on, your 2 rounds, the size 6s, and then the 3 rings again. So the instructions, and then there's a picture of the full bracelet, so it does make it really easy to figure it out when you aren't watching the video. But in the meantime, in case you don't buy a kit and you want to just know how to do it, there we go. We've got these guys, the 2 squares. Oh, again, sorry. I get myself right here, and then be still. All right, so you've got the 2 squares, and then you've got 1 ring that goes on the same strand as the 2 squares, and then you've got a ring that goes on the outside 2 strands on each side. So this ring here and this ring here, and then we've got the colored bead, the size 6 bead, and then we have the jump ring that goes on each side, and then the base jump ring to complete the 3 jump ring combo. So, and do you want to take a shot at this? I realize you just ran in. All right, so Anna, who designed this, has just gotten here. Yay! And all in one piece. I bet there's a story, but we can talk about that later. Anyway, so I'm working from the bottom, or this is the bottom, is facing up. I've got 1 little set in, and I'm going to let Anna do another set or 2, so that you can see just what this colorway will look like. You can sit there, because this will be our, I think, lot number 5 is this colorway, and we just, rather than put the whole sample together, you can go ahead and just get started. We thought we would, and I've already shown the instructions. We thought that we would just do it online so you can see. So.
You were going to show the back of the page with the diagram. Did you show that?
I did.
So, get started, put some more.
So yeah, why don't you describe the method you use? I described my approach and did the 2-3-2-3, but
yeah,
you might have a different way of thinking about it that helps people visualize how they would most easily put it together.
Yeah.
Right away. It looks like you put a square on.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Whoops. I haven't done this in a while. Wrong direction. Apologies for that. Kenya is what you want to put them on. Okay, so cubes go in the middle. Okay. And then what I like to do is go in sections. So then after I get the cubes on, take the jump ring. If I can get it on there, come on. There we go.
Somebody had commented the lighting wasn't very good, and it isn't, but you can't even believe we've got 3 different lights going, and we try to get them, and they're high powered, and we try to get them as focused in the space that somebody's working as we can, and but I realize it still doesn't look as bright as it could, so anyway, but we're trying.
Doing our best. Okay, so then after I get the jump ring, just continue on, putting a jump ring on the 2 right strands.
A little louder would be good, it sounds like.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so then after that I'm putting a jump ring on the right strands, snugging it up, making sure that the seam of the jump ring is facing up since we're working on the back. And then I go over to the other side and do the same thing over there. Let's see. Come on, there we go. And this is a very fun bracelet to put together. I enjoyed them, but lots of pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's kind of interesting. You know, our chevron bracelets, one of the things we say is they go together really quickly. And once you've done, 100 of them, they take about 15 minutes. But if you've done 3 or 4, they take half an hour. And it's a very short, sweet, simple bracelet. This one is maybe more like an hour, would you say, once you...
Probably,
even when you've done it a lot, just because there's a few little bits and parts. And maybe even a little longer than that, perhaps.
Oh, I would say, at least an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
The Madison Bead Society ladies took an hour and a half.
Oh, that's right. In fact, yeah, that's a good thing to mention. The Madison Bead Society group was here about a week or two ago, and they all put together one of these bracelets, and yeah, it probably took about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So the first time you do anything, it takes a little longer.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
What I have come to learn to appreciate is that while fast and easy is good for being fast and easy, sometimes it's nice to have something that's a little slower paced and a little more meditative and takes a little longer. It's all part of, kind of an entertainment experience, not just the, productivity to get something accomplished, but to just further enjoy the time putting it together. And once you get a pattern going, it's not hard to keep on replicating it.
Yes. And once you get the rhythm going too, that helps.
Yep. So just to answer some questions, we have not yet mentioned the price of the kit. They're going to be $28 a kit, and they can be ordered as part of the show. So that'll be coming up in just a minute here. So while Anna's continuing on, there are some alwayses with this bracelet. The cubes always go on the Genya. The size 6 beads always go on the leather. And the rings always go over 2 strands, whether it's strands 1 and 2, 2 or 3, and 3 and 4. So that there's some alwayses there. So if you know you're putting cubes on the leather, something's not right. If you're putting beads on the Genya, something's not right. If you're putting the rings over just 1 strand and they're flopping around, it's like, oh, something's not right. So, and the 2323 packet or pattern, we've already now done twice, and typically you're going to find that somewhere between 17 and 19 of these packets or patterns makes a bracelet for an average wrist, and then obviously it's just one or 2 or 3 packets less if you got a smaller wrist, 1 or 2, 3 packets more for a larger wrist. We give you up to 24 packets or patterns in with the kit, so that you will not run out of beads before you run out of wrists. So it should fit just about everyone out there. So so now, Anna's working on our 3rd packet.
Well, and you know what I'm thinking we could do? If we want to swap places, you could continue to develop that pattern so that we can see the colorway better. Yeah. That'll be the 4th or 5th one that we show. And then I can get started with putting these bracelets out and having, if people want to buy a kit.
And we want to show closing before we end too, right?
We do not want to show closing because that would take an hour and a half.
Well, we should have one that's ready to be closed, right? Or we can just early close.
Yeah, we could early close one.
Yes, we can do this. We can do that on this one right here that has a different colorway. How is that?
Sure.
So
sometimes you have to improvise, and this
we do. So do you want to demonstrate that? Do you remember how that goes?
Yes.
This would be that. So I will grab this one from Anna, and I'll move these other pieces over here so she can continue working, so you can see the colorway in a moment. But why don't you go ahead and show how we wrap that over the Genya?
Yeah. Okay, so how to finish it up is you take the 2 outer leather strands. Genya remains in the middle. You take it, keeping the Genya in the middle, wrap the leather strands over, around your finger. Try to keep this as visible as possible. And you make an overhand knot, so I'll loosen that up. All the while the Genya is remaining in the center of this knot you're creating. it through. Oops, sorry, I might have my mini away.
Oh no, I'm just trying to.
Then you pull it through, fiddle a little bit so it looks nice. Continue to snug it down. If the leather will cooperate. Come on. There we go. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just has to function. Okay, so then you have the knot with the guinea sandwiched in the middle. And then, let's see, button. Measure out roughly how much you'll need there. Then just do another little overhand knot. To finish off the button portion.
And so I think I alluded to earlier while she's finishing it up that we named this the Anastasia because her name is Anna and Anastasia, and so we call her Anna. And the word is from the Greek anastasis, which means standing anew or standing up again or resurrection, which is kind of cool. And anyway, and it's all I first understood it as a Russian princess name
yes.
from way back, as I recollected.
Yeah.
So anyway, kind of a little bit of history on Anastasia. Anything else you know about your own name?
Not really, no. That's really all I know.
Alrighty.
Not a whole lot of information. And then to finish off, since I don't have the beads for this particular one, I'll just fill in with the ones that I have. You take the little strands of guinea that are coming out the side, and you can leave them like this and knot them if you really wanted to. But what I like to do is you take one or two of the seed beads and you string. I like to do a group of one seed bead, one cube. So then that, if I can get that on there.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
kind of
there's an
showing
example. Yeah.
how that kind of looks.
How this looks, where you have just a little dangle. So then you would just, I won't do this so I can put the correct colors in, but you'll just do another little overhand knot on this one, and then either do one bead on this side, or you can do repeat of two, because you might have beads left over, and then you'll be able to use them in that.
Perfect.
So there we go.
Marvelous. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
I'm going to move these things over this way.
Would you like these as
I
well?
would, and
Okay,
I
I'll
think
try
what
to
we'll
go
do, you know, we can go like
Yeah,
this
perfect. There we go.
and dump them over in this little dish. There we go.
So as with a lot of our kits,
right.
you did
I'll
not
stop you.
see any fancy, expensive tools during this demo. All we used was our hands, our knots, knotting and stringing, and so you can do this again. The only time you're needing anything is maybe a household scissors to cut any excess leather off the end of the bracelet. But really, it's just knotting and stringing.
Alrighty. So what I will say is, if you happen to notice any of these with a button that isn't this button, the button that we are going to be including in the kit is the, I don't remember the name of it from a TR cast standpoint, but it's just got a, do you remember the name of it?
Thistle, but I don't
Thistle.
remember the name of
Okay.
it exactly.
And then we just thought it kind of went interestingly with the pattern of the rings. And so that's why we chose it, to kind of mimic that. And so, but some of our early samples, before we had decided which button was going to be our standard, we tried different buttons. But in this case, I'm going to try to hold this still so that you can see the colors. So this uses kind of a translucent burgundy, and then side bead. The translucent burgundy is the 4x4 square, and then the side bead is a really pretty, it picks up a little bit of green, a little bit of pink. It's one of my favorite. There's a couple little favorites of mine when it comes to seed bead finishes. And it just beautifully goes with this. And then this one uses cyclamen leather, and just really has a nice look. I will show you from a wearability standpoint. So like this is a cobblestone. So size comparison, you can see just how much smaller this is. This uses 8 mil, 6 mil, and 6x8 rings, 2 mil leather. Here we're using 1.5 mil leather. size 6, size 4 in the 4x6 rings. So it's just got a much flatter and smaller profile. So, and obviously works well layering it up with all the other bracelets that you might choose to wear.
The collection.
Yeah, I wasn't really planning to do that, but anyway, now you see what I've got on today. But yeah, it's a beautiful colorway. And oh, I forgot to bring down our Pantone Color of the Year info. But
Go grab it if you like.
yeah.
Okay.
This is, I think this is kind of the burgundy-ish. There's a red burgundy on there, and also a green. So, which kind of works with this the size 6 bead. So,
Worked out very well.
yeah, I think so. So yeah, Eddie, that's not necessary. Don't worry. But thank you. Yeah, Ed was going to go upstairs and grab it, but no worries. Okay, so that's lot 1. I'm going to move on to lot 2. And names. If anybody has any thoughts for names, especially anybody who thought it was, you know, who's decided to buy one, thank you very much for that. And if you have any ideas for what would be a good name for that color, we would appreciate it. All right, lot number 2 is going to be this cool dark green, and this one has the proper button. So kind of a iridescent AB-ish dark green with a Picasso turquoise. And copper. I think the first one was copper too. I forgot to mention that, but ooh, Deep Fall. That's a good one. Actually, that is. You know, maybe, then maybe we can, because we are nerdy in the way that we do our naming, then everything needs to be a season. So this could be called,
Which was the first one? Deep Fall?
yeah, somebody suggested Deep Fall, which would work. You know,
it would work.
burgundy and then that kind of
Greens.
the varying greens and whatnot. I like it. So this guy, again, that pretty kind of a very deep, I don't know, what would you call that green? It's almost a pine green.
Yeah. Pine
with
forest,
a bit of a blue, pine forest blue, almost like Pacific Northwest-ish feeling.
Looks a little bit like moss that you find in like abandoned ships
Ooh,
sometimes.
yeah. The moss you find on abandoned ships. Well, it sounds like there's a story there. How many abandoned ships, moss, have you explored, my dear? And so, as we said, there is the Picasso bead is a turquoise Picasso. We've used that in several others of our bracelets. So if you like layering, this would layer beautifully with, well, obviously it doesn't have to match in any way, shape, or form, but if you've got any of our Verde or turquoise Verde bracelets, they use that same color of size 6 bead. So, Lori Wacker, I love it. So lot 2 looks like our lake in Chautauqua, green and kind of ugh.
That's another one that comes to mind. Yeah.
Yes, what did they call that? What's that nasty stuff that grows?
The algae.
Yeah, the turquoise, the blue-green algae. It's it does, honestly. Maybe we have a lot of that around where we live too, so maybe that's where that's where this came from. Anyway, all right, lot 2 is done. We'll get on to lot 3, which is this pretty one. And lot 3 has a silver rings, antique silver, and silver thistle button, yay. And then the interior squares, the 4x4s, are translucent. I don't know if that shows up, but they are, these beads are just matte translucents. And it's a lighter blue. The next one is going to be a darker blue. So this is a lighter blue. And I would call that just like a dusty mauve color. It's really very wearable, very jeansy, very, it doesn't really say purple, but says violety mauve.
I like Summer Sky.
Summer Sky for this. Well, so then we've got, what was the first one? Not late fall. Deep fall, blue-green algae, and summer sky.
We're not really going to use blue-green.
Oh, you don't think we will use blue-green algae?
Well, it's toxic.
It's Edward. This is sarcasm of the highest order. You don't get us? Yes, we would not call it blue-green algae, but
Well, if you eat it, it would be toxic.
it would be toxic. But right, if you just look at it and wear it on your wrist
Yes,
and a
we
bracelet,
should be
it's
fine.
okay. Guess we'll have to consider that when we make colorways. If they are looking like toxic algae, that's maybe not that well, but it's nature's colors. And I will say, as icky and awful as it is and how bad it smells, you know, looks kind of pretty.
Yeah. Color-wise, it looks great.
Anyway, I hope this is showing up okay. So this, you know, kind of evokes a bit of pinkishness because of the AB on the matte square beads. And so, and with those lighter mauve kind of size 6s, it gives a very light, pretty little pink. So there we go. This is lot 3 with the silver. And thank you to Anna, who yesterday spent the better part of her day putting these all together, the kits. We'd pre-cut a lot of the pieces and bits, and then got everything packaged yesterday because Ed got the instructions done yesterday or the day before. And thank you, Ed. It is quite the process around here to get a new kit out into the world, I gotta say. It's a lot of fun.
It's a dance.
It is a dance. So this uses brass rings, and the kit that you get will include this brass button and not the one that it's shown with. And this is has a purplish tone. I think bead-wise, this is a matte black AB. So if you're familiar with that bead, it's just a pretty one. We love it. It has a bit of iridescence that doesn't necessarily, I can't tell very well off of my little phone screen with all the bright lights, whether or not the sheen is showing very well. But, you know, it kind of translates as a deep blue, purple, night sky kind of look. And then the side beads are, yeah, I call it violet. It's funny because in this light, it doesn't look violet. And I should have asked Carol, because she's better at colors. Here, they are definitely violet. And,
Earthy.
yeah, a very earthy color that is yummy and goes great with our, with the squares. And so, like, really, in this package, you can see the colors almost better than you can on the bracelet.
Pebble River. Like Kimberly's rocking the...
Ooh, Pebble River. That's a good one. That'd be a good name for a new bracelet design, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pebble River. Ooh, like if we have,
The idea.
like if we use vinery chain with certain beads or work it in, then it could be the Pebble River bracelet. All right, Kimberly, we need you to come help
Giving
us
me
design a
ideas.
new something something.
Dangerous ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I
Get us
don't know
going.
what.
So this one uses natural violet leather, as you can see. And so that kind of picks up the, you know, the pinky purplishness. And Eddie, again, this is if you buy 2 kits, you get 10% off. And then would shipping be free because it's over 50?
It would probably just get you there. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So 2 kits.
And
Would be-
kits would be like around $50.
Okay.
Complete with shipping.
And then that gives you free shipping too. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say if you're in Wisconsin, then we still gotta put tax on top of that.
Yes. Yes, if you're in Wisconsin, there's bees tax.
You have some.
Fun time.
Alrighty, so there's that. And now lot 5. And I think Anna has gotten a little further on that so you can see how the colorway comes together. Thank you, dear. Oh, look at how quick she goes. And so this has that kind of lighter green and the I love this mustard color bead. It's a matte bead.
It's a good color.
And then blue leather. So a fun, bright color combo. And that will be lot 5, and this is using the proper button. Lambeau Field. I was trying by putting the blue in there to have it not look too packery, but you know, this would be one of those that it has that yellow green, but it's not ugly and gaudy like some yellow green jewelry is. You know, having my John Deere background, I think every time I see green and yellow, it's John Deere, it's Packers. But so I try when we're working out color combos to come up with
To avoid that.
a way to bring those colors together because they're beautiful.
They are.
But without having them look quite so, you know, Packer-y or John
leaning
Deere-ish.
towards that.
Right.
Yeah.
But they would certainly go well with either of those motifs. So yes, this one, any name suggestions are appreciated. And yeah, and that blue, this is that natural blue that we use in a number of kits, and it's just a very lovely, goes well with jeans and so on kind of blue. So there we are. That is lot 5. And I'm going to move on now to a few other little goodies. Oh, thank you. If you want to continue it. Thank you, thank you. And then if you need to go, feel free. You can do what you need to do. We've got...
You're not like a ninja.
Anna is a helpful young lady who has other jobs that she does in the world. So we are grateful when we have her here helping us with all the different things that she helps us with. And there's a lot of them. So for those of you who enjoy using Genya, I wanted to just put this out there for, we've got 2 options. So lot 6, go this way, I suppose, is 10 yards of Genya. Lot 7 is 3 yards of Genya. 10 yards of Genya is $10. And 3 yards of Genya is $4.50. So the Genya is a wonderful material, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to try to show you a close-up of like the inside. It's got a vinyl core and a vinyl outside, and part of it is plant-based. Eddie, I know we've done this before. All of it is plant-based.
It's got a rubber outside, but that's from a rubber tree, which is a plant.
Oh, wonderful.
The fibers on the inside are plant-based.
Yeah, and it's got just a very nice texture. Mimics leather, but doesn't stretch at all. So it's what we use in our, I'm going to show you a sample here. It's what we use in our, and this will be coming up shortly, but in our binary bracelets. So what ties those beads into that chain is Genya, because it doesn't stretch. So we'll get to these just shortly. But in the meantime, lot 6 is 10 yards of Genya. Lot 7 is 3 yards of Genya. I didn't want to spend a lot of time with that, but just put it out there because, again, if you've got size 6 beads around or square beads around, this is a great way to use them. And all you need is a little bit of Genya to be that middle section. And the other thing you would need is these happy little 4x6 rings. The sizing, this is one of those where size matters, right? And so I'm going to try to put all of these up here. So we've got all the finishes that we have. And the 4x6 ring, I'll show you in just a second some other examples of what we do. Maybe I'll go like this because you can see this. So how should I do this? 4x6. There we go. Shiny silver and copper. Does everything fit? Sort of. All right. So all these different color options. I'll try to make it obvious so that the number is clear. Are available in the 4x6 ring. And what we just did with this design with the Anastasia uses 4x6 rings. So again, if you've got squares and 4x4 squares and 6mm or size 6/0 beads at home, then a few of these rings and you'll be set. In fact, we send in the kit a full package because we use, if you weave a full 8 inches, you use almost all of the full 144 package.
Yeah. Works out really nicely in that.
It does. It works out pretty good. It's right. But I want to show you a couple other options that are just kind of fun for what you can do with these. And I will try to put all 3 on the screen and then explain them. So, and maybe try to do it out of right here. So, the top example, the kind of red, yellow, blue, is 4x6 brass, and it is strung in chevron style. All of these are done chevron style with size 7 beads. And we have a couple kits like that, but we're having a really hard time getting a hold of size 7 beads, so we're going to end up having to discontinue that unless we can find another good source. If any of you use size 7s and size 7 check beads and know a source, that would be helpful. The middle one, the blues, is a size 6, again, check and Japanese beads. Mayukis and Matubos are in that. This is one of our mixes that we put together. And I just wanted you to see it for scale, to kind of get a feel for how nicely size 6 beads work, done chevron style, with the flat 4x6 oval jump rings. It gives, instead of the rounder look of a normal chevron, it just gives a little bit flatter look that's kind of nice. And then last but not least is the small size 6 tubes. These are also check beads and that are stranded and make for a nice arrangement with the 4x6 rings. So again, just examples to show you what can be done with 4x6s. As well as, I just love using oval rings for jump rings in any case when you want a smaller profile than a round and you need something to lay a little flatter and maybe a little more securely, because with an oval, the opening is always on the long side, so it's not going to be at a breaking point. So that's kind of helpful. Alrighty, so moving on from these. 13. Okay, we're going to do some beads now. Yay. All right, I'll get these over this way. Thanks, Anna. So this is our first bead. And thank you. What's that?
Susan Roybal, yes.
Eddie says yes to Susan Roybal. And I don't see what the question was because it rolled off the screen already, but Eddie says yes. So what we have next are, I think I've got 10 strands of size 2 beads and 2/0 check beads that came in. I think these came in some this week, some last week. And these have been out of stock for a long time, and we absolutely love, love, love these beads. So you can do, well, sometimes I feel like when I mention what you can do with beads, it's like, well, y'all know what to do with beads. But in our world, on my next example, I'll show you some chevrons that we do and a vinery that I did up with these size 2 beads. They have a really nice big hole. 1.5 mil leather fits in these beautifully. This just, like, some of these have the most lovely, like the reds have kind of a metallic but not look, so that it's not gaudy, and it's not all the reds, it's some of the reds. And then this orange, I think that's isn't that a Lori Wacker happy color, that orange? These are shiny. I have a matte version coming up next. And like I say, we've had these beads in the past, and it's a 20-inch strand. They're $24, and they've sold out quickly, and then we couldn't ever get them again. And so then when I saw that we could get them from our vendor, I just ordered a bunch because I thought, shoot, we can make some kits with those. We can share them with our people. There are, some of these have just such lovely modeling and Picassoing. And then there's some of the, like this basic yellow, that yellow gold. That is such a good hard working bead to pop into lots of things. You know, so these are the sorts of beads that just, one of them can be used individually, or you, you know, obviously that's a beautiful combination just to use as is and throw together beading chain bracelets. Actually, that was, I should have brought down some beading chain bracelets, Eddie. Actually, that would be a helpful thing, Anna. Would you? You know where those are on the rack right up front?
Yeah.
I should have brought some of those just to show what else can be done with these. All right, so I'm going to do, thank you. Next, lot 14. And I'll take these. Yeah, this does look like Indian corn. I agree. Yeah, good point. No, I think you can call it Indian corn. Anyway, this is the matte version of the one that we just shared. And so this also, it's interesting. There is that little bit of like matte metallic on them that isn't obvious, but it's just lovely. I'm going to try to hold them close as it seems like the camera will give us a decent focus, so that you can kind of see that, and then try not to move too much. There's just a beautiful, yummy, good matte bead. And this one also, both this bead in shiny and in matte has been out of stock for a long time, so we're happy to have it back. This, and I am going to have what we call naked binary kits. So this I just put together with these beads with a naked binary kit. And look how cute that looks, like fall leaves. And the naked binary kit, I am going to have those up, oh, thank you, coming up next. And so that you can see, well, so that you can, if you like any of these beads, they work up beautifully into our binary kits. So a naked binary kit plus these beads, and you could make this kind of a cute little bracelet. And then another thing that I've done with these beads, I'm going to have these rings available as well. These are, I think, 5x8 oval rings, but I did a chevron with these bigger, flatter ovals, and I just think that turned out really good. I have never been a gold girl, but I am, I don't know, the last year or so I've been kind of converting back. I was a long time ago, but I just think that looks really kind of fun. So just some examples. So lot 14, bring it up there one more time. And $26 for the matte beads. And then, oh, here's another example that Anna brought up to show. This is this size bead on a beading chain bracelet. And that's another, we do have naked beading chain kits where you can get just the metal ingredients to, and you know, the slider and the jump rings and all of that, so that you can put together, just add your own beads. So it's another way to use these size 2 and size 3 beads. So lot 15 is these beauties. I call them holiday because it just looks like a holiday, I think. I know we've called them different things before. Question, Eddie?
Oh, I was just saying, those beads are so gorgeous. You're getting about 100 to 120 per strand on lots 13 and 14. I mean, that gets it down to about 20 cents a bead.
Well, and you know, I haven't done this before, but I was kind of thinking through how many bracelets you can make with one strand. And, you know, I opened that strand yesterday and made one chevron and one binary, and there's enough left for one more of each.
Wow.
So you could get 4 bracelets out of one strand, which is quite a deal. Yeah. I'm thinking. Anyway, this is also just a yummy, good mix of blue, green, red, gold. The gold is on top of a kind of a green, you know, bright green below, and stripe beads. Just so many options on that. And again, this is one of those. I'm going to show with one of our strands, there's a color that's just odd that I didn't care for, so I took it out and used it to make something, and I'll show you when we get to it. But this is one too where if for some reason you didn't love one of those colors, you would just pick that one out and just use the colors that you do love. And it seems like when I've done that before, then the color that I don't love or that doesn't seem to be quite in sync goes well with something else. Like here, I love this turquoise bead, but generally, and I would use him in all kinds of things, but I don't really love him quite so much with all of these. So you wouldn't have to use him. You could pick him out and then, you know, combine him with some other strands or some other beads. So lot 15. Lot 16 is these pretty little matte beads. And I think I called this Apple Orchard because I just thought, you know, when you're at an apple orchard, you get the reds, the yellows, the greens, often. The black doesn't really. Well, maybe those are the ones that fall on the ground. But some of these have a bit of a glow. The yellows and one of the red colors, there's a couple different reds in there, have not an iridescence, but a kind of translucence to them. And just a beautiful, I know, I love this combination. If I'd had time, I would have made a sample out of these because I think it's just a very pretty combination. And if you enjoy working with black, this black has a silver inclusion that is really lovely. And again, all of them are matte, but the metallic silver really stands out. And if you were to separate those out, honestly, it would go, if you do much with, you know, black, white, gray, silver, that kind of a vibe, it's just a really neat way to give, you know, sometimes black and white can be so black and white and stark, but this kind of gives it a boho vibe in a neat way. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a little bonus bead right there on that one. But anyway, so lot 16. And lot 17. So many goodies getting mixed up over here. Sorry. So there we go. With lot 17. I'm going to take this off so I can show you the sample. So this one I called Spring Glow because it just has all these wonderful, fun spring colors, and some of these beads have the translucence and the glowiness. This green bead technically is like a melon bead. He has a white interior, which is why it gets the glow, and you can see the little lines that are why we call him a melon bead. And then this pretty light blue just reminded me of the spring skies and yellow sun. So lot 17 is Spring Glow, and then there's this additional green that isn't the glowy green. It's just a standard Picasso green, but gorgeous. And blues, two different blues. And so here is, put this down.
Yeah, Kathy Hess confirm if she wants 7 or 17.
Kathy Hess, Eddie wants to know if you want lot 7 or 17, since we are bidding on 17 right now, but the note says 7. He wanted to clarify that. And I'm going to say I bet 17, but she'll confirm, I bet. So here's an example of this particular strand done in a binary bracelet. So, and that's the antique brass. We'll have that available in just a little bit. So Kathy confirms 7, please. So Alrighty. 18. Now we're going to go from these spring colors into some pretty bluey purples. So,
My kind of bead.
yeah, that's your colorway, blues, purples. And actually, I'm going to put this down so I'm not making quite as much noise. I forget how noisy these beads can be when they slink around. So, lot 18 will be these beautiful blues, purples. These also, there's a, on that darker blue, there is a definite gold metallic. I think you can see that. And the stripe beads are a little darker than they've been in this lot of beads than they've been before, and I kind of like it. It's a really pretty brown, distinct striping. And the light blue, there's another dark blue, and a couple different greens in there. Again, this is one where when I've used it, I end up picking and choosing and playing with different options. Don't always use all the beads. Sometimes I do use all the beads, but if, for instance, that bright light blue doesn't make you happy, you don't need to use him. But I have, and not that he doesn't make me happy, but sometimes I have chosen not to use that bright light blue. But he's a good blue. Anyway, so this is lot 18. These are all these check strands are 20 inches and ranging 20, and we think at the end we're going to have a couple pastel-y colors that are $20, so these range 20 to 26. And these are included also, Eddie, in the 20% if you buy 150.
Yeah.
And 10% if you buy...
There's definitely a bunch of people hitting that.
Good, good. And if you buy 2 kits, you get the 10% off, and if you add these, you'd get 10% off of these as well.
Right.
So, there you go. Alrighty, so that is 18. We're going to bring 19 on the screen, which is the matte version of 18. And so these are 26. It's the matte process costs a little more money, so that's why those are usually a little bit more. And you can see here too that what was kind of a metallic on the blue translates to like a just yummy kind of etching, like an kind of bronzy etching on these blue beads, and they're a little bit translucent, which is yummy good. I love using those. I pull them out, use them in earrings because it shows, you know, the light shows through, which is kind of nice. And there's a little hair in that one. So lots of blue, purple, pink, and then these lovely golden stripe beads are just spectacular. And the lighter blue has a bit of a silver flecking. That is yummy good. And then the green, every so often there's some green that doesn't have quite as much matte. And so that's kind of fun. Anyway, I love beads where there's a little bit of variation and they have a little bit of personality. So, so there we go. Lot 19 is the matte violet. And lot 20 is similar to one we had a bit ago, but a little bit different. A little more of the lighter green. And so I call this one Bright Spring. And this yellow bead has always been a favorite. He just pops up in lots of spaces in the jewelry designs that we make. And the darker bead here is kind of a dark blue black. This guy here, browns. Just a fun, and there's at least 2 different base colors of greens in there. Actually, 3 different ones. And this is a really interesting bead. Kind of nondescript, but very, very useful. Right there. So this is going to be the last of sort of our nature-y colors. And then we've got 2 lots that have pastel-y colors, which you don't usually get much of, you don't see much of in check beads, so I thought these would be fun to try. So lot 20 and lot 21. So this is a kind of deeper Picasso version of the next one, but this has, the other is Picasso too, so this is like a burnished Picasso version. Oh, in fact, I guess I called it burnished pastel. And it has this bright green, a yellow, or I'm sorry, a bright green, a blue-gray, a beige, and a pink, and a, this sort of, what do we call that? It's not quite teal, aqua, it's, what would you call that green color there? Anna, any ideas?
I really have, it's not bringing it to mind. It just reminds me of like a really bright Easter egg or like a Smarties, some kind of candy.
There you go. Well, so this is a good example of fun colors, fun look, you know, brings in those brighter, lighter colors. But to my eye, that brighter green, the Easter egg color, didn't quite go with the rest of them. So I made a bracelet, with a vinery bracelet without that color, and I like it. And funny story, this morning a gal came in with wearing a shirt that honestly I went and got this bracelet and I said, oh my goodness, I made this yesterday, it would go with your outfit beautifully. And so it was just kind of fun to see all those same colors reflected in fabric, because sometimes that's a great place to get ideas for color combos for designs and beads that you might want to combine. You know, if you have a rug or a tapestry or you know, any kind of clothing fabric that you have that's happy and you like the colors, those are often good clues as to combinations that you can put together for beading as well. So our burnished pastel, the strand is $22, and as all of these are large holes, they can, many of them will fit 2mm leather even, 1.5 for sure, but quite a lot of the beads will fit on 2mm leather as well. We use these in just string it straight on leather, like bracelets for men and women. And this is another, it's got a Picasso, but it is not that deeper shade. And I called it Easter Picasso because I think, was it you yesterday that said it looked like Easter or Easter eggs? And it really kind of does. You know how Easter eggs have that that look of like when they're not perfectly colored.
They have a little model.
Yeah, they have that modeling. So this definitely has that. And somewhere here, do you see it? I did a chevron with silver, with this and silver beads. That, where did it go? Oh, I want to show it because I thought it was really a good, did you find it? Oh, bless you. Thank you. Too many things around here. So I thought this turned out really cute. I mean, honestly, and doesn't that just really go there in terms of Easter color somehow? And I did go ahead and use the bright blue, but I thought, wow, that just turned out really kind of cute. And I'll finish that up and make it available for sale. But yeah, it's funny how, like for me, I end up needing to really, any of these beads, I need to use them and put them in something to really appreciate how pretty they look. So yeah, looks like Whopper eggs. It does.
It does, actually. That's another good.
It does.
That's a good.
So yeah, if you can think all the way ahead to Easter time, and you need to make something that evokes Easter, this'll get you there, I think. So anyway, lot 22 is only $20, and yeah, these also you can pull them apart and use them individually. And let's see, I know I had a few more goodies for those of us who want to make, oh yes, there we go. All right, do you mind? I could set that right back there. Thank you. I'm going to set this over here. And that was 20?
Yes.
Alrighty. Or no, 22?
It was lot
maybe?
22.
22. All right, so here we go. Lot 23, we're going to do our naked kits. So lot 23, so these are $16. I guess we'll just go like that. Then you can see that it's silver. And like I say, you could, I know chevrons use a lot more beads than vineries. I mean, you could probably make 6 or 8 vinery bracelets with a strand of these beads, I bet. So 23 is silver, 24 is gold, 25 is copper. And again, these include all of the ingredients that you need to make a vinery bracelet. So it comes with the vinery chain and the extender chain.
The biggest thing is it includes the instructions. So Becky's been showcasing the vinery bracelet kind of throughout this show. And so what this is, again, is, hey, you want to, cash in on some of those ideas. Here's a way to do it with just buying all the infrastructure. And then you put your own beads on there. And it puts it, there's about 19 different packets to put beads on here. So again, on some of these strands that have 100 plus beads, you could get 5 bracelets out of them. So.
Alrighty, so I will show you again. This is, do you see the example that was brass? It was partial somewhere. Do you know what? It was on one that looked like that. It's probably buried. Thank you. So this is copper done up. Copper vinery chain done up with a couple of these just to show you what that looks like. Aw, thank you. It's so nice to have somebody right here holding. And then this is brass put together just to see, how those kind of look and go. So I'm going to do these for just a second. And then what we have remaining is vinery chain itself. If you're interested in buying the vinery chain, I'll show those 5 different finishes. And then we've got 3 finishes of those large flat jump rings, the 5x8 jump rings, and then that'll be that. So,
While you're waiting.
oh, thank you. Oh, yay. Oh, look at that. Anna got this whole bracelet done. And
She's only been here an hour.
there you go. So really, you've done a few, so you're
Yes.
getting pretty darn good at it. But that was our lot number 5. And thank you. Perfect. Look at that. We got her done.
Very happy about it. I'm gonna go eat lunch now.
There you go. Thank you so much, Anna, for coming
no
in.
problem.
Really appreciate it.
Very happy I was able to make it.
Yes. And yeah, we can talk later.
Okay.
And see, or whenever. All good. Thank you. Bless you. Have a wonderful, are you here tomorrow? You are. No, you're not. Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'll see you Sunday though at church.
Okay. Sounds good. Otherwise, we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Yes?
Yep.
All righty. Bless you. See ya. All right. So I'm hoping these are all, wow, Becky, the numbers are all out of sync. Anyway, I see people are figuring it out, so that's good. So, be better, but it's okay. I'm glad I have understanding people in my world. It is well. So, yes, I think we can show the kits again. I can do those quick. Okay, well, that'll be good. Do you want to, somebody asked if we could show the kits again. So does that work? So, yeah, as you guys probably know, if you've watched our happy little live shows before, we are a very handmade manual process. So while I sit here and share something about what we've got available, Eddie is over at the computer following your comments and on paper making notes as to what's, what we need to send to who. And there are more fancy automated ways to do all of this that we've looked at, but for various reasons, they also have their challenges. So we have, after almost trying and converting over to a more automated method, we opted back to just do our manual method. But that means once in a while, we have to just slow down and chill and take it a little slow so that we can catch up. So thank you for your patience. Thank you, Susan, for your encouragement. So while Eddie is catching up, I will show the kits again. So this is lot 1, and this is the combination of ingredients. So we'll do that while leaving the others below. So, and everything comes with, these are $28. You get 10% off if you buy 2, 20% off if you buy $150 of goodies. That was lot 1, and we have 5 different bracelets to show you, or 5 different kits, so I'll show them quick. This is lot 2, kind of a green turquoise. We agreed that it looks like blue-green algae, but even better because it's pretty and wearable. That's
I like Emerald City.
story. Emerald City, you like that better than blue-green algae?
Yes. Or deep sea.
All right, deep sea, that would be good. All right, so that's lot 2. And lot 3 is, oh, way over here. Oops. So lot 3 is this. Kind of light blue, mauve, blue pink vibe. Lot 3. And lot 4 is here. And that's that matte black AB with the violet vibe. And then last but not least is our yellow, green, blue, which Anna finished as part of our little live show. So there we go, lot 5. And I'm going to move these out of the way. One last shot at any of the naked kits. And these are all on the web. Actually, naked kits are on the web, as are most of these kits will be. Not yet, but will be. So if you love Vinery Chain, and boy, we've had a lot of people telling us how much they love Vinery Chain, and we do too. So I wanted to just put that out there. These are our tiny little spools. We have big old honkin' massive spools upstairs that are available so that you can buy a foot or a yard. And the way that works, if you buy...
Do you need to do that?
Pardon?
Oh, are we supposed to be going?
Yeah. So, we've just got a few more goodies, Eddie Ellen. We'll let you get caught up. And as most of you know, if you've been with us before, you are absolutely welcome to hop online and order. After the fact, you can watch the video and then send us an email. And that is good to go to Becky at diakonosdesigns.com right there. And let us know what you'd like. That's the easiest way to do it, because commenting on the show afterward, we just don't watch it. Or we do, well, we don't. So we don't, I mean, we monitor it, but it's like the messages get buried and then we miss them. And so we don't want that to happen, but we always check our email. So if you do see something you like, from watching a show in the future, or like right after we're done with our live, and just send us an email, that would be great. Yes, I can hold a pen closer. Say that again?
Tell Susan Diefman the copper binary kit is
$16. The naked kits are $16. Yep.
Someone
Yep.
ordered a yard
Well, so when you order 1 yard, you really get 4 feet.
No, it's not the other way. It's right. You pay for 3 feet and you get 4 feet. I just want to make sure that's what Deb means.
Yeah, I bet she does. When somebody says 1 yard, you really get 4 feet, and that's how you get the deal. You get 4 feet for the price of 3 feet. So when you, normally this chain is $12 a foot, and but when you buy a yard, or you get 1 foot for free. So for $36, you get 4 feet. So this chain is super heavy. I'm trying to make sure. Again, I apologize. It's hard on my phone to see exactly whether or not this is in good, decent enough focus. But the it's 2 links. Each chain link has 2 sections, and so, and it's solid. There's no jump. There's no segmentation. So, and you do need a very sturdy memory wire cutter to cut it, or sturdy snippers from your toolbox, maybe your outdoor garage toolbox, not so much your beading toolbox, because it's just a very, very heavy chain, which is lovely, but means you can't use just you don't want to ruin one of your good, jewelry making snippers with this. So that's why we use the memory wire cutters. And but those, like you can see, you can separate out like one segment, and I use them as joins for other chains. You can use just any little bit of it. It's just a very interesting, nice looking chain. So we have, and like I said, the Genya that we mentioned earlier goes through it, and you can weave almost any kind of beads through these. If you look on our website, under Vinery Bracelets, you'll see where we show size 6 beads. On our website, all the kits that are made with this use size 6 beads, which is a smaller look, or they use Magatama beads, which is that leafy look, and it looks like a weaving vine. They're very, it's very versatile in terms of what all you can string in, and just makes a really fun, interesting look. So and so, are you feeling a little caught up or not quite yet? I only have jump rings left, and then we'll be done.
I'm not caught up, but that's okay. We're close.
Okay. So Ed's close to getting caught up, and the reason we worry about that when we're live is just if there is a question or something comes up, we do want to be able to ask you before we're disconnected. So we don't like to get too far ahead, but we are certainly, after the fact, we take a look at the comments and make sure that we haven't missed anything that was important. So, and everybody that's part of our happy little bead world here has been so accommodating and kind when we do have questions or things come up or whatever. So we appreciate that. I'm going to grab just one more of my little samples, and we will shift now to the last little bit, which is just, I'm sorry, I didn't have a little spool of the silver, so I had to bring a big spool, and it's a biggie. All right, so last but not least is the flat jump rings, and that, and this. So these are beautifully proportioned to go with these beads. And we've had silver and gunmetal before, and gold is brand new. It's a little more expensive, unfortunately, but that's how it goes because it's gold plated. But I wanted to show you a few fun things. So this is African turquoise, size 6 African turquoise beads, strung with where I doubled the 5x8 flat rings, and this is black gold Amazonite 6mm stones, where the where we just did it singly. So when you double it, you can make like a full 8-inch bracelet. And we're going to be coming out with kits like this soon. We don't have them yet, but I wanted to just show you some examples of what you can do. So these are just strung on 1.5 or 2 mil leather, and it's just a fun way to use these yummy good rings. And so that there is the gunmetal color, which is lot 34, and this is same gunmetal, but this is a check size 2 bead. So I just wanted you to be able to see on screen the different variations. So this is a natural stone. Both of these are natural stones, 6 millimeter natural large hole stones. And this is a size 2 check bead. All of them, of course, have large holes. But it just shows you, the different ways that you can use these particular jump rings. And then this is the silver example that I showed you earlier that I thought looks pretty darn good. And then the gold. So there, I'm going to put that there. I thought that gold really turned it. Thought that gold turned it out pretty. Anyway, so that is the end of the show. We've got silver, gunmetal, gold. We started out with 5 different kits, 10 different strands of size 2 beads, and a variety of different jump rings and our binary chain. If you have interest in any of that after the fact, do please send us an email to becky@diakonosdesigns.com. And if you haven't ordered with us before, also send us an email so that with your email, because we don't know your email from working with you on Facebook and from knowing you on Facebook. So I think that's about it. As we said at the beginning, if you buy 2 kits, you're going to get 10% off. If your total purchase is over $150, you'll get 20% off, and shipping will be free over $50. And we are so grateful and excited for our wonderful community of beady people, and we appreciate you very, very much. And any colorway suggestions for those 5 colors of Anastasia bracelets would be very, very much appreciated. And if there's any ideas you have for what you'd like to see next, we would love to hear about it. So I think that's it. We're running in a little over, and Eddie's gonna come over and say something.
Yeah, just thanks everyone. And again, I saw 2 or 3 new shoppers. So again, please either send us an email to becky@diakonosdesigns.com or do it in a Facebook Messenger, a secure message in Facebook Messenger. Do not put it in the feed. We are meeting again. We normally do this every 2 weeks, but we're meeting again in 3 weeks, and it's at a special time, 8 p.m. Thursday, October 12th, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday, October 12th, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're doing a Maxwell Street Days sidewalk sale, everything under $10, everything 50 to 75% off, a variety of components, a variety of potentially some chains, some tubes of beads, a little bit of everything, and we've got some insane deals, things that were already on our sale table that we're going to cut in half one more time. So it should be pretty exciting and pretty fun. And again, it's a little bit later than normal, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursday, October 12th. Just want to have you guys put that on your calendars.
Cool. Thank you, Eddie. And I see somebody asked about rewatch or how they can order if they got here late. Thanks for joining us. And you can watch as soon as we get this done. We post it. It just takes a minute or 2. And then you can rewatch it right here on our webpage, or on our Facebook page, sorry. And as we've said, if you are interested in ordering anything, best way to do it is to send us an email at becky@diakonosdesigns.com. And we thank you again. Bless you, love you, appreciate just the sweet beading community that we are blessed to be a part of. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.